And start to tune into the breath. So at the beginning and end of every practice, taking a moment to tune in, to start to explore your internal landscape. And then you might even like to set an intention for the practice. I am or I have, noting your intention in the positive and in the present, as if it already is. Exhaling all the air out. I'm going to inhale to float the arms up, just to wherever is comfortable, only looking up if your neck is comfortable. I'm going to exhale to fold forward, at least a soft bend in the knees, give the hamstrings permission to be comfortable and let the head drop. Inhale to look up and lengthen. And now we're going to press into the right foot and step the left foot back. And then from here we're going to drop that back knee. Good. So from here you might keep the hands to the blocks because it gives the chest a nice little lift, soften the shoulders away from the ears. Or you might feel comfortable to start to lift the arms a little, or cactus, or all the way out. And see if you can think of squeezing up the thighs together as you sink a little lower into the saddle of the pelvis. One more breath. And on the next exhale, let's take both hands to the blocks. We'll just add a little hamstring stretch here. So we're going to start to draw both hips back equally. So that right hip's going to want to draw forward. We're going to draw that front hip back equally. Feels like you're rolling the front thigh out, but both hips going back equally. So try to keep the hands to the blocks to encourage that length in the front of the body. If you want to lift the front toes, you can. Otherwise, keep quite a bend in the knee, again giving the hamstring permission to be comfortable. And then we're going to inhale back through our kneeling lunge. And then we're going to come to remove the blocks, or keep the blocks there as you step that foot back. And then we'll remove the blocks, coming to kneeling on all fours. Inhaling to look up, and exhaling back to child's pose or puppy dog, wherever you'd like to be, finding somewhere to rest the forehead. How does this breath feel in your body, and where do you feel it? Let's take one more breath. And on the next inhale, we're going to come on back up to kneeling on all fours. Let's now take the blocks back. And we're going to just bring them inside or towards the left as we send the right foot back. So you've got the ball of the back foot to the floor. Keep the belly lifting, tailbone dropping, and as you exhale, I'm going to squeeze the knee in, flex the foot, and step that foot outside the blocks, which will be a little bit easier to step it forward. So now we've got the blocks inside that front foot. We're going to square the front knee over the heel, which is already opening the hip as you sink the pelvis and lift the chest bone. Good, if you want to add a little strengthening here, and this is totally optional, you could tuck the back toes under and see if you can keep the pelvis where it is in space and just lift the back knee. Good, shoulders dropping away from the ears. One more breath. And on the next exhale, we're going to drop that back knee. Let's heel toe that front foot in. We're going to press down into the front foot, start to lift the back knee. Keep a little bend in that back knee so you can walk or step that back foot forward. Take a few steps if you need to. Beautiful. And then let's exhale to fold. Press into the heels, the lower body's strong so that you can start to rise up on an inhale, raising the arms wherever it's comfortable for you. And exhale, releasing the arms down. Let's do second side now. Inhale to float the arms up your way. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale to look up and lengthen. And exhale to step the right foot back now and drop the knee to the floor. So inhaling here, keeping the hands to the block or to the front knee. Cactus arms or lifting all the way up. Whatever's comfortable for you. Wherever you can maintain smooth breath. And on the next exhale, we're going to plant the hands at the blocks. Try and keep the blocks either side of that front foot as you send both buttocks back equally. So it feels like you're rolling that front thigh out a little, and you keep as much of a bend in that front knee as you need. So if you wanted to take a little further back to lift the front toes, you're welcome. Otherwise you can keep a bend there, and we're still just gently drawing that front hip back. Nice. On the next inhale, let's come on back through our kneeling lunge. We're going to keep the hands to the blocks as you step, and as you're stepping back, this is also practice to step forward. So you might even think of lifting that left foot a little away from the ground, even though you might not be able to. But just think you're squeezing the knee into the chest as you're stepping on back. Yes, great. Now let's take the hands to the floor. Inhaling to look up. Or you might take a little bend in the elbows for upper body strength. Now scooping it through if you wish. And back to child's pose, puppy dog, or downward facing dog. Somewhere that you can reconnect with your breath. On the next inhale, let's come on back to our kneeling on all fours. And we're going to set the blocks up and just move them over a little to the right. So we're lifting the belly, drop the tailbone as you send the left foot back. And we're going to exhale, squeeze it in and step it through to come to our little lizard pose this side. So when you have, so you've got both blocks inside that front foot, and then we've squared that front knee right over the heel. So we're already starting to open the hip here. Now see if you can drop the shoulders, lift the chest bone, or you might start to tuck the back toes under, or even lift that back knee without lifting the pelvis. See if you can keep the pelvis dropping, the chest bone lifting. Fantastic, one more breath. And on the next exhale, let's drop that back knee. We're going to start to prepare to come up to standing. So we might just like to take both blocks either side of that front foot. We're going to press strongly into that front foot, keep a little bend in the back knee but lift it away from the floor, and then you might take several steps to come forward and fold. We're releasing the hands, press into the heels, lift the belly. It's the front of the body that draws you up to inhale. And exhale, releasing the arms down. So let's take the blocks. So we're going to stand wide on the mat, facing the long side of the mat. We're going to take the blocks in front here. This is another little nice practice we can do. So we're going to take the hands to the blocks. Inhale to look up as you lift the belly. Send the shoulders and the buttock bones back. The chest bone draws forward. We're going to exhale and fold, and you might walk the blocks back a little, or maybe even you start to come a little lower to the ground, or you might come fully with the hands to the ground, fingertips in line with toe tips, and we're squeezing the elbows in to shoulder distance apart and pushing the floor down and away to draw the crown of the head towards the floor. Keep a little bend in the knees, beautiful windy, shoulders, shoulder blades moving up and away from the ears. One more breath. Now think of squeezing the heels isometrically together to start to come on back up. We'll keep the hands to the blocks on the high side of the blocks. You're going to turn the right foot out as you walk the blocks towards the right and bend into the right knee. And we're just making sure that the right knee is pointing out over the second and third toes. Kind of like a half squat. Nice. And then on the next inhale, we're going to come back to center. We're going to turn out the left foot now and bend into the left knee. But this right leg comes to straight, and that left knee is the thighs rolling out, so the knees pointing out over the second and third toes. Nice. On the next inhale, let's come on back up. We're going to do one more side. So you're bending into the right knee, walking the blocks over towards the right. If you want to, you can take it a little further down. Good. One more breath. And on the next inhale, let's come on back up. I'm going to go over to the other side now. Bending into the left knee. Lovely, and then on the next inhale, let's come on back up. We're going to squeeze the heels together, take the hands to the hips, lift the belly as you exhale, and inhale, we'll come on back up. And exhale, let's heel toe the feet in towards one another, coming back to our Tadasana position. So let's just leave the blocks there. We're going to take the feet wide once more. And we'll just do a little side stretch here. So let's turn the left foot out and the right foot in. We're going to bend into the left knee as you draw that right side of the pelvis back. So it feels like the front of the pelvis is opening. Let's raise the arms and the palms so the shoulders drop and the chest expands. On the next inhale, let's take a bend back towards that back leg, the right leg, keeping the same bend in your left knee. Chin drawing into the armpit, back of the neck long. And on the next inhale, let's come on up. And exhale, we're going to take the hand or the forearm to that thigh, top hand to the hip or arm above the shoulder, or arcing that top arm over the head. Nice. Press down strongly into the outer edge of that back foot. I'm going to lift the arm up a little more. Nice, beautiful. Rolling the left thigh out as you press into the outer edge of that right foot. Let's exhale to look down. And we're going to inhale it and back on up. Exhale, we'll take the hands to the hips and switch the feet. Right knees bent, right thighs rolling out as we draw the left side of the pelvis back. Inhaling, arms up and palms up. And on the next inhale, let's take a bend back towards that back leg. So same bend in the right leg, same roll out in the right thigh. Chin into the armpit. And on the next inhale, let's come on up. And we're going to exhale, Parsvakonasana, second side. Make that firm connection to the outer edge of that back foot. Let go underneath my fingers. Nice, that's it. Beautiful, one more breath. And we're going to exhale to look down. Inhale, let's come on back up to standing. Exhale, we'll take the hands to the hips and heel toe the feet in. Nice and easy. Coming back to Tadasana or Samasthiti here with hands to prayer pose in front of the heart center. Tuning into the breath once more. Recalling your intention.